So as far as the CAR T cells are concerned, we're going to first review what the current indications are. There are 2 approved products, Kymriah from Novartis and Yescarta from Kite. Those were approved a lot over the last 18 months, primarily in patients with diffuse large B-cell lymphoma in third-line therapy, meaning patients who relapse after an autologous transplant or patients who are not candidates for an autologous transplants because they failed salvage therapy. So we're now starting to see experience in the real world with these drugs. There was an abstract presented at ASH as well as an update in ASCO from a large consortium of centers that reported the experience with Yescarta. And I think what's validating really from that study is that the results from the real world experience are similar to what we're seeing in the initial clinical trial ZUMA-1. And in particular, I think when we look at the types of patients that we're treating with CAR T cells today, obviously the label is based on what was done in the study, but we can see that about 43% of patients who were treated in the real world actually would not have qualified for the trial. And it's not so much that people are deviating from the actual indication, which is primarily diffuse large B-cell lymphoma or transformed follicular lymphoma, but really looking at some of the other parameters around patient eligibility, comorbidity factors. So patients with low platelets, patients with decreased EF, patients with active DVT, who will all be excluded from a clinical trial, were allowed to be treated. And when we look at the results side by side of the real-world experience with the ZUMA-1 clinical trial experience, we can see that the safety signal seems very similar, as well as the efficacy results. Now, the one limitation to that is that the follow-up was actually less than 4 months, the median follow-up. So we do have to sort of put that in context, and obviously you want to see an update this year at ASH, where we will probably see a longer follow-up now. And most of us suspect that we will see, again, similar results, that the real-world experience is translating into what was predicted by the clinical trials.